Today I want to talk to you about the customer avatar and your target market or target demographic. It's a Friday morning. It's quite a fresh, bright Friday morning, and just one of those mornings where you're just not feeling up for it. Pretty groggy this morning, didn't sleep very well. It's the first day one of my three children is going back to school for the first time in 6 months, so it's quite a big day for him, and the other two don't go back till Monday and Tuesday next week. So it's quite a strange kind of start. It's also started a lot earlier than it normally would. Since lockdown, we've got into the habit of kind of getting up at kind of 8 o'clock, 8:15, when you start getting back into school mode. It's kind of 7:15. So it's an hour earlier than it would normally be. But anyway, I digress. So as Fridays is all things marketing. This is today's topic is about target market, which is super important, and it's something that I don't do particularly well, to be honest with you. And but I do know the importance of it. It's about, people talk a lot about a target avatar, customer avatar, attractive customer. I mean, there's loads of different names for it, but ultimately what it means is it's trying to understand in extreme detail your perfect customer. You know, who are they? How old are they? What sex are they? Are they married? Are they single? Are they divorced? Have they got kids? Have they got pets? They have a house. They own the house. They rent the house. You know, all these types of questions. I mean, are they in business? Are they in a sport? Are they in sports? Are they athletes? You know, are they overweight? Are they underweight? Do they eat healthily? Do they drink? Are they stressed? You know, all these types of questions. And you can just go on and on and on and on. Basically, you want to use it like an easy way to kind of an analogy to kind of do this. You probably know the game 20 questions, where you think of an individual and that person can ask 20 questions to try and guess who they are, and you can only answer yes or no. Well, that's the type of process you go through here. You're asking questions to kind of eliminate and to really get down to a really targeted, specific person with these are all the characteristics, or the likes, or the scenarios, the criteria that this individual meets. And then you give them a name and an age and where they live and all this stuff, and try and make them into a real person. And you fixate your mind on that person, and all of your marketing materials and everything kind of is focused on that specific person. So it could be like my mate Dave, is your target avatar. Dave goes down the pub every Friday. He drinks, he drinks silly, and he can't do anything on Saturdays, and Sundays is dreading starting work on the Monday. He lives in, Peterborough, or whatever, in the UK. He lives in a 2 up, 2 down terraced house. He has 2 kids. They really want to upsize, but he can't afford it. His kids, he's got a girl and a boy. One's 12 and one's 8. His little girl's called Jane. His son's called Joe. You can kind of go into this. All of a sudden, you're kind of getting into the mindset of this guy. He pretty much hates his life. He can't upsell. He's not earning enough. He works in a warehouse, in logistics. So he's carrying heavy parcels from a manufacturing line to a distribution line, day in, day out, 8 hours a day. He only gets half an hour for lunch. You get my point. All of a sudden, you're thinking, Jesus, this guy, he's got, please don't take this wrong way. If you are my mate Dave in that regard. Dave doesn't exist, by the way. I'm just giving you an example here. But if that is your life, then and you might love that. So fine, it's great. But this guy Dave hates it. He wants to better himself, but he doesn't know how. So this is the type of, he's a kind of mid-20s. He's missed the boat in terms of going to university. He doesn't want to go and be a mature student. He's got too many financial commitments now to be able to stop working. He feels absolutely trapped. He drives a Ford Fiesta 02 reg that's struggling to keep it going because it keeps breaking down. It's having an impact on his earnings. He gets very menial benefits from his job. 2 weeks holiday a year. I don't know. I mean, I'm just kind of building this up in my mind as I go. Which actually is quite a rewarding experience, really, because, by the way, my mate Dave isn't my target avatar. I'm just going to give you an example of how this kind of process works. But as you can see, just from this experience. I mean, where I think this is really good is that I am anything but a creative person. Wealth dynamics, I'm a lord, so very analytical, very detail orientated, terrible when it comes to creativity. And supposedly I'm pretty terrible at building relationships, but I like to think I've managed to build a bit of a network of people that I get along with, so I don't think I'm that bad at relationship building. But I'm certainly more geared towards systems, processes, data, analytics, testing, measuring, improving, KPIs, that type of stuff. That's my bag. Building businesses with systems and processes, that's me. And people, but you get someone in the scale where they say people building business with people would be the first thing they say. I say it's the last thing because I won't bring people in, so I've got systems and processes to help them deliver. So this is really good for me because this creativity and stuff. I mean, to sum it up, our sales funnel for Property Empire Builder, which is our property coaching business, should be launched for our low entry academy product. £50 subscription a month for a suite of courses that will help people get started in building their property empire with little or no money. So there's no kind of there is weekly webinars and stuff that we run with it as well, but it's accountability on a group, on a mass level. They want kind of individual stuff there to go up the value ladder. But what I'm trying to say here is that this funnel could have launched ages ago, but I know the structure of the funnel, the intricacies of how the funnel works. I know conversion rates, I know what metrics I want to produce. When it comes to putting words on, if it comes to creating the copy or the graphics, the stuff that makes it look good, or the stuff that will make it convert, I'm useless at. I'm pretty good at, I've had a pretty good track record in sales, bizarrely, because my profile would suggest otherwise, but I was converting systems and outsourcing between 37% conversion rate for sales calls, which is pretty good when you're selling a £5,000 plus product. So I was pretty good at consultative selling, but to actually be clear and concise and get copy down on a web page or a sales letter, I'm terrible at. I will waffle with my words, and instantly that's going to be low converting. So as a result, we've paid a deal at Marcy, who's an amazing copywriter. We've got a really good deal with him for 10 grand. Charges 30 grand to work and do funnels from start to finish with clients. But we have a personal relationship with him, so he's doing it kind of as a favour. Still 10 grand, still a big investment, but he's going to do all the copy, and it is an absolute art. And you can see I instantly resist when it comes to doing these kind of creative marketing-based tasks, which is probably why I'm not as successful as a marketer as I would like to be. If I was better with the creativity and the storytelling side, which is borderline, which is sales conversion, that's the bit that sells. Anybody can put can learn the kind of the logistical steps of it in terms of building the funnel, the process, the order, what happens, the retargeting stages, all this stuff you can learn quite easily. But the copywriting design is an art, and that's something that I've been really, really poor at. And that's where, I'd almost put your target avatar in the creative side of marketing, where you've got to be creative enough to get into the mind of that person. Now, to be fair, I've actually just shown I can actually do it. So I've always been quite resistant to this. I'm actually quite into my mate Dave's mindset at the moment. But I need to do that more for my other businesses and make sure that we're really laser-like focused, because I go too broad too often. You go too broad, your message gets diluted. It's not hitting the exact heartstrings with my mate Dave. But I know my mate Dave is looking for wealth creation opportunities to better his life. And because I know that, but if I was kind of going for a bigger market with mid-30s, people with slightly larger houses, they might still be working in a factory. But this mid-30 or mid-40s guy might have been somebody who's already made their money and they're just doing something on a part-time basis now. They're still working in the same factory as my mate Dave. But because I'm trying to target factory workers, then I may find that my message that my mate Dave would love about wealth creation, Colin, who's the kind of mid-40s successful entrepreneur who's now sold his business and just doing something to tick over, isn't interested in wealth creation stuff. So I'm spending money on getting in front of him where he's not interested. He's not my target market. So that's the kind of benefit of having really laser focused, is that the more focused you can be, You can start building lists of these super focused people. You don't have to be the best salesperson in the world. You can convert higher because you're solving the biggest issue, the most transformational part of that target market's life. So I appreciate this episode's a bit wishy-washy, a bit waffly, unnatural to me, and something that definitely needs to get better at. But I hope it gives you enough to kind of understand the true value of this stuff. When people go too broad, I remember systems outsourcing. The initial target market was small business owners. Well, what defines small? And business owner, that's vast. There's so many different stages of business owner. We then kind of migrated it down into micro business owners with no more than 5 team members, so 1 to 5 team members, 1 being themselves. That was the kind of level we were going for. We were going for predominantly age range we were going for was kind of 30 to 40 roles, and we even went more down the male route, pure and simply, without being sexist, that people in our existing lists, and I think we were getting high response from our test marketing from males. So I know lots of super successful female entrepreneurs, and but when I'm talking about target marketing, our target market was predominantly geared around men. Didn't mean to say we weren't working with women at all, because we were, but I think this is the way you need to go niche. Like I'm talking about my mate Dave, I'm not talking about Dave's wife, but if I was selling a different product or service that I felt was more geared towards Dave's wife, then I'd be targeting the female market. So it's because I've got to be careful what I say here, so not to offend anybody, but male and female minds work very differently, and certainly from a marketing point of view, quite often for the larger purchased items, you generally target the female if you're targeting couples or married partners, because generally speaking, the female normally has the final say in something that's purchased. That's just my experience with marketing when you're dealing with partnerships and marriages and stuff like that. So that's why you probably see in car sales, you see that the salesperson will often want to have the wife there as well, or the girlfriend, and will be selling more towards that person because he or she rightly or wrongly feels that the decision that the female in the relationship makes will have a stronger influence on the male. So it's just all marketing hacks, but like I say, this is not based on my opinion, this is based on the experience in kind of marketing so far. So swerving a bullet here, being politically incorrect anyway. But so I hope you find this useful, and just kind of understand that. So I talked about systems outsourcing, how we kind of niche down. We then niche down in even further to not just entrepreneurs and business, we niche down into property entrepreneurs, pure and simply because all the partners had an experience in property, and I suppose my track record is probably widely known for property as opposed to other areas. I think I'm becoming a little bit more known for systems, processes, outsourcing stuff now, which I believe I'm a true expert in. I don't believe I'm a true expert in property, even though I do have a wealth of experience. The clangers and mistakes I've made, I don't believe put me in that position of being an expert. When actually, in fact, I can tell people what not to do, what not to do, should I say, which kind of makes me an expert, I suppose, to some degree. But it's just the way my mind works and how I have to back things up with integrity and know that I'm delivering value, if that's what I'm trying to do. So that makes sense. So I've kind of waffled on long enough. Hope there's been some tasty bits in this episode, and it certainly helped me. So thank you if it hasn't helped you as much, but I hope it has. And so important, as you can see, just from doing that every exercise. I think the 20 questions analogy is brilliant. I think play that game to really delve down to your target avatar or chat to customer, and then everything you write will be writing to that person. It just makes you so much more targeted and more specific, and ultimately you'll be attracting people that you want to attract rather than customers that you don't. And my experience in systems outsourcing, we had several customers that came through. They weren't our target customers, and we took them on because it was a sale. But you shouldn't be doing that, and it's easier said than done when you're growing a business. But from experience now, if someone's not the right fit for us, I don't want to take them on, because they will create more work and more effort than helping the right type of person or the right target consumer for your business will be. So that's food for thought. So to summarise, customer avatar, attractive customer, attractive client, target avatar, niche, all these things. You just need to super niche, laser focused on who is your dream customer. So who are they? What's their name? Make somebody up who is the dream customer. And as soon as you make that person up, get to know them, do the 20 questions exercise with them, understand every intricacy you possibly can. Mindset is so important. Personality type, because that's going to be what triggers buying signals and whether they come into your world. Where do they hang out? These are all things that, where do they hang out online? Where do they hang out in person? You need to know as much about this guy or lady as you possibly can. And it's a really, really, really important exercise, something that I've been very poor at. I'll try to get better at, because I'm fairly sure if you spoke to 10 different marketers at varying levels and you ask them to describe their dream customer, the ones who describe it the best will be the ones that perform best in marketing. That's just my prediction. I'm fairly sure there's some other marketers out there that will back me up on that. So really, really important to kind of understand this stuff. So I hope you find this useful. And then once you kind of understand that person intimately, like I've just described, everything you put down in your marketing materials should be focused on that individual and should be targeted on that individual. And you'll be amazed how conversion rates will change. Now, okay, you still need to understand how marketing copy works and the structure of it to get high conversions, but that's all the kind of logistical implementation steps which anybody can learn, who, stuff that I learned and I'm very, very comfortable with. However, not so much with putting pen to paper, making things look good, creativity, all that side of things, which comes in tandem. Super, super important if you want to be successful in marketing. So, hope you found this useful. As always, any questions, fire them at me in the comments. I'll respond to everyone. The bigger topic, I'll do a separate vlog episode to tag you in. If you think someone's going to get value out of this, tag them in, share it, or just give it a like, just give it some extra engagement. Follow me on my other platforms where I do unique content, like YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, Instagram, etc. So have a look. If it's not for you, just unfollow and unfriend me. Appreciate you don't want to be bombarded with stuff on your feeds. But do check out Facebook group Runpreneur, or YouTube channel, search Kevin Britnell Runpreneur, whereby every historical blog episode, there's 100 of them now in 7 different categories, all catalogued nice and neatly, so there's bound to be, or hopefully, something in there you may want to dip in and out of as a free resource in the future. So, hope that helps, and as always, stay positive, stay happy, and I'll see you tomorrow.